Welcome back to the Wizard Shop. We've got a continuation of Wartortle. We've got a few things I want to show you right after this. So just recently we had Wartortle over there on the small little bin pack lift that I have, the mid-rise lift as it's called. We went through and put struts on it, control arms, the Audi TT bushings. We did a timing belt, water pump, brakes. We've done a whole lot of things to this car. And I've been driving it around and I've been enjoying it. It's a really fun car to drive. I almost think it's the funnest car that I've ever driven. And not so much because it's so fast or so powerful or anything. It's just the complete package, the experience is a really cool car. So I've been road testing it, checking it out, make sure there's no leaks, making sure there's no issues with the work we've done, and everything's checking out great. It's driving good. But I noticed one night I went to pull my car around and I have high beams, but no low beams. It does have the little tiny 194 bulbs, the driving lights in there. They're working. Well, I thought that it can't be a coincidence with both bulbs blown, but it is. And I've come to learn that this is a common issue with any of these Beetles. It doesn't matter if it's a GLX, or a Turbo S, a Turbo, a TDI, any of the Beetles that you could have of these years, 98 to whatever, 2010, 11, whenever they stopped making this type, this style, is that owners have these cars and a bulb goes out. So they look behind to see where they can change out the bulb and they realize that it's right up against the body or the frame of the vehicle. The only way that you change bulbs on these Beetles is to pull the entire headlamp assembly out. I mean, completely out. It's like pulling someone's eye out of their socket. That's how you do a bulb on these. And I'm going to show you guys that today. We're going to change out both low beam bulbs. We're also going to do the .3 brake fluid cleaning to get the yellowish color off. Show you guys the tip I use to take care of that on many different customers' cars. They ask, is there a cheap way? You know, I've got this old car. Is there a cheap way that I can get this cleaned up? Sure, there is, and I'll do it for you. But that makes sense. Both bulbs are blown. Why would they both be blown? Because one went out, they drove on just the other one, and when it finally went out, they were like, I'll just use my high beams because I don't even know how to get in there and get the bulb out. I'm not going to pay someone $200 to change out my bulb. Even though it wouldn't cost that much, they're probably thinking it's some astronomical price, and they just say, phooey on the bulbs. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. I'm going to show you guys the steps involved. Let's get started. So you look down in here on the passenger side and you can see the headlamp assembly and you see this little lever right here. I'm touching it with my left index finger. There's a little button, a tab that you push where I'm pushing it right here with my finger. And once you push that, you move the tab up. And you can see the headlamp assembly starts to wiggle or move out here. See that? I can go back and forth with it. So this one I've had out already. It comes in and out pretty easy. But when these have been sitting in there for 5, 10, 15 years, be careful, guys. Any of this older Volkswagen stuff with the plastic, it'll just snap and break like glass in your hand. Be very careful. Don't get in there and be forceful. And why won't it come out? You turn it's kind of like a cam. I'll show you guys when I get it out here. There we go. This is what its eyeball looks like. This is Wartortle's right eyeball. We're going to go ahead and unhook the wiring here. That can be kind of tough to do that, so you just have to wiggle it and play with it to get it to release. So there we go. As you get this out, you can look on the back. As the headlight's sitting in there, the body is right here. There is no way to change the bulb out with the assembly inside the vehicle. The whole eyeball has to come out. Then you take loose the back, this black plastic piece, which can kind of fight you a little bit. Just like so. There's our bulbs. So you can see there's guide rails here that the assembly slides in and out on. And as I turn this cam, you can see it rotate inside of there. That's what moves the assembly in and out and locks it into place. These are what the guide rails slide on. These strips. Plastic rails. The low beam is what's blown on this one. There's low, high, and way down in there, you can't even see it, is a little tiny... You can see a yellow circle, a tan colored circle down in there. That's the little 194 bulb. That's a daytime running lamp. We're going to be changing out the low beam. And there is the blown bulb. Okay, let's go ahead and get this burned up bulb off of here. There's the burned one. There's a nice new one. Try not to touch the glass. And we'll put the new one in here. You see the flat lines up with that tab that's bent up. I do notice that the wiring is kind of cracked here from heat. They're not touching. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to make it worse. It's not going to cause any issue or trouble. I'm just going to leave it alone.
Hey, Car Wizard, would it make sense for them to go ahead and do the high beam as well?
Yeah, it might be where you just replace all the bulbs, going through all this trouble to do it, but...
How much do bulbs cost?
Oh, they're probably, what, $5 or $10 a piece, depending on if you get high-end ones or silver stars or something. I just went with some basic ones. Let's go ahead and do the driver's side. I haven't taken that one out yet. I'm going to show you guys how difficult it can be. As you can see, I got my handy dandy timing belt sticker on there. Some people replace those and never put the sticker, and then the next person never knows. Has the timing belt been done? I don't know. This tells the story, the date, when it was done, and when it's due again. So if you do a timing belt on your own, always put the sticker on it. It saves a lot of confusion. Now on back to the headlight. This one's more difficult to get to. You have to take this top battery cover off. Out of the way. And you can see my fingers touching. There's the cam lever that we did on the other side. I'll wiggle my finger touching it there. So, let me get that one loosened up. Get the tab. Okay, so I've got it moved about halfway up. I don't want to go any further if it's going to be stiff and I want to come out and end up breaking it. So now I'm going to come out here and wiggle on the outside. There we go. I'll go back in here. Push the lever a little bit more. It's kind of hard to get to on this side. Push the lever until you feel it bouncy and get resistance. That's when you stop and come back out and wiggle again. There we go. And there's this side. So now you can see how a person who's not mechanically inclined loses their low beams, and they look at this and they say, nah, no way, dude, I'm not messing with that. That's too much trouble. I'll just use my high beams and piss people off or something. I'm not messing with that. It is quite a chore to get these out, so that's why I decided to do a video on it today. So I've actually already done these. They're a lot better than they used to be, but I'm going to go ahead and go through the process and improve it even cleaner and clearer than I did before. Before I did this the first time, they were yellow like butter yellow. And as you can see, they're pretty clear now. If you look at the last video, you'll see that they're pretty yellow in there. We're going to go ahead and do the restoration. Let me show you what I use. .3 brake fluid. Now you say, why brake fluid, Car Wizard? The yellow oxidation that's on these lenses, it just literally melts that stuff away. If you pour brake fluid on here and just wipe it with a paper towel, the paper towel will be yellow. It literally just eats the stuff off of there. A green piece of Scotch-Brite, some rubbing compound, I use turtle wax, and some regular old polishing wax, turtle wax again. Microfiber cloth. Okay. So the first step is you take your Scotch-Brite, the .3, and soak it into the Scotch-Brite pad, like so. And just buff all the old yellow oxidation off. You're going to see on a really bad headlamp that it almost turns brown. It just eats the stuff off. So this is a combination of abrading the old yellow crust off, and it also cleans and melts it away basically with the brake fluid. So you're doing two things at once here. As you can see, the brake fluid is turning a milky color. That is a lot of the oxidation that was still on there being put into the fluid. And that's about where I stopped there. So I let that soak for a minute and kind of just take away the oxidation. Now this is not something I would use on a Lamborghini headlamp assembly that's expensive. This is just a cheap way to get by and make them look nice again.
Car Wizard, do they need to take the headlamps out, or can they do it in their car installed?
I would take them out if you could, because you don't want to do this on the paint. Or you could put tape. I've seen people put masking tape around the edge on the body. You could do it that way. Go ahead and wipe that off. As you can see, it's already much clearer. Okay, now we have a hazy finish without any more yellowing at all. It's crystal clear. The next step is the rubbing compound. I'll just dribble a little bit on there, not a whole lot. Just put some rubbing compound on there. Use a piece of microfiber cloth and rub away. It's going to take a lot of rubbing, guys. Probably 10 or 15 minutes worth. Okay, the next thing we do is we take a nice clean microfiber cloth. I've been using old dirty ones because that's not a big deal. I'm getting it dirty anyway. When you get into polishing it, you want them to be nice and clean. Now for purpose of time, I'm not going to sit here and buff this headlight for 15-20 minutes to make it, but you have to keep after it and keep going with the rubbing compound, and it gets really smooth, really clear. The last step is to take a little bit of regular polishing wax, turtle wax, smear it on there, and let it dry. Now you can use a power tool to buff these. At a shop I used to work at, we had air-powered buffing tools to do this, but I don't mind doing it by hand. It doesn't take very long and it doesn't cost that much. None of you are going to go out there and buy $200 or $300 worth of power tools to do this job, when it could be done almost for free with your hands. So the method I'm showing you is the way to do it without spending a lot of money. Could it be done with power tools? Yes, there are kits for that, but we're doing the cheap way out today. So now that the wax is dried, we're going to buff the wax into the lens. As you can see, we could spend more time on it with the rubbing compound and it would get smoother and smoother and smoother and clearer. For me, I'm happy with it like this. It just has a little age on it, but at least it doesn't look like yellow butter anymore. But if you get, like I said, with the rubbing compound and you spent a lot of time in buffing and buffing and buffing, it gets clearer and clearer the longer you do it. But for me, this is good enough. At some point, I'm going to be replacing these, but I'm going to rather put money in other places right now. But I will be replacing these with brand new ones. So for now, this is good enough for me. It doesn't look like trash anymore. I've done this for other customers who have a $2,000 or $3,000 car and they're like, Car Wizard, I don't want to spend $700 on 2 headlights. Is there something you can do to just make it look better? And I do this trick. I charge them 30 or 40 bucks and they just love it. They're like, man, this is great. No, it doesn't look brand new, but it's so much better than it was. So they say thank you for that. So one of the things that I will do to help the next time in the future when we have to remove this again for another bulb or whatever, you don't want to have to fight it again. So I take some silicone spray and I spray the guides, just a light coating, the guide tracks here. I also spray some on that turning, rotating cam that I showed you guys inside the socket here. Okay, spray a little on the connector. Now we'll put it back in. Make sure you get the guides lined up before you start shoving it in there. There's a bottom and a side guide rail. Make sure you get those lined up and slowly, slightly push it in until it reaches contact there. So you just keep kind of wiggling and sliding it in. You don't want to force it in and break it. So you gently slide it until there's about the thickness of a finger left. That's when you know you've made it where you need to be. If it's still this far out, you need to go further. And it's about right there. Then you turn the cam, the locking cam. And you'll watch right here and it'll kind of sink in. See that? I'll move it back and forth. There, and I got the tab locked into place. So that's how you take these out. That's how you can restore them and put them back in. It went in and we can get about a finger thickness in there. Now we'll reach in and rotate our cam. Gently push. There we go. So there we have low beams right there. And here's our high beams. So I'm glad you guys could follow along. I thought I'd show you how to get those housings out of there. That's how you change the bulbs on these. We were able to refinish it and it looks a little better. And that way you guys aren't so terrified. It's like, oh my God, the bulb's blue and I don't even know how to get in there to get it out. Now you guys can watch this video and you can send it to friends who also have Beetles. That's how you change the bulbs on the headlights.
Hey, Car Wizard, don't forget. Hey guys, we're going to be changing when we shoot our videos.
Right.
So the next video after this one, instead of coming out on Sunday, it's going to come out on Saturday. So if you want to see it fresh, hot off the press, make sure you're tuning in a day early, okay?
Sounds good. So Saturdays, guys, not Sundays. We moved it one day back. If you want to check what kind of tools I use, check my Amazon affiliates link below. I got all my tools listed there. You guys are really helping out with subscribing. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that now. There's many more cool videos to come. And thanks for watching.